First Mesa Dental scoreboard brought to you by Dr. Tina Mann and her staff at Mesa Dental. 8017 Mesa Drive, Suite 101. Appointments at 512-345-0298. Blaine Krim, Jonathan Ornelas, and Sandro Fabian. First pitch fouled off by Krim, who grounded to short his first time, strike one. Right-hander Kai Wei Ting has given up 3 runs on 4 hits to Round Rock over 2 innings. Winds and deals. Swinging a miss on a change again. Strike 2. First look at the Mesa Dental scoreboard. Reds lead the Rockies 6-2, bottom of the 5th inning in Cincinnati. This, I do believe, is the beginning of something really big over the next 10 years for the Cincinnati Reds. They have suffered for so many years without being in the playoffs. That's fouled back. Yet they've built a juggernaut of young players that have begun to step up and really understand what it takes to win.
Yep.
And you notice Joey Votto came back from an injury last night and hit a home run.
Uh-huh.
And there was a lot of concern. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That breaks over and down a bit about whether the old man at age 39 would fit in. Well, he hits a home run. And he said in a news conference after that game, he said, you know, I've always thought if you were going to hold a spot on a team, here's the 1-2 pitch. That breaks down and away. You should be contributing. And my role here for the rest of this year is understanding and telling other people that these kids that are playing with me out here are the next 10 years of the Cincinnati Reds. Here's the 2-2. That's over for a call, strike 3. So that is the third punch out for Ting. That's the first out here in the third. And it says a bunch about, and he said, these kids in this clubhouse right now are the next 10 years. They're the future of this franchise. And it's almost exactly how he said it. I listened to it about 3 or 4 different times coming back from my grandchildren's in Corsicana yesterday. Here's the pitch. Ornelas watches that one sail away. But it's true, and they've systematically done it. They've had their heads beaten in for so many years. And it's so good to see them back up with some life.
Yeah.
Here's the 1-0. That's their first strike. And, John, you know, at the end of the day,
that makes it even sweeter.
Absolutely.
Because they've struggled so long.
Absolutely. Now, if the Pittsburgh Pirates would step into the same kind of role and have the same kind of courage the Reds did, that pitch misses down just a bit, 2-1. It would make things better for baseball. Those two older franchises really need to step it up a little bit and set a better example. Right. 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch, right down Maine. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A's a 2-0 lead over the Guardians. They're playing in the top of the 7th in Cleveland. Those Reds just keep pouring it on the Rockies. 7-2, top of the 6th in Cincinnati. Red Sox lead the Twins in Minneapolis. That's fouled back. 2-0. That's in the bottom of the 5th inning. Diamondbacks are comers now. I'm telling you, they've got a ton of speed, and they're a couple of pitchers short. They're at 44 and 29, however. They're leading the Brewers in Milwaukee. 4-1 in the third. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Ornelas. Breaking ball caught on and missed. So that's the 4th punch out. Ornelas had an RBI single his first time. And that'll bring up Sandro Fabian, who fly to center field to finish off a 2-run first. Astros have upped it to 3-0 over the Mets in Houston. Framber Valdez has thrown 3 1/3 shutout innings, has punched out 5, has not walked a batter. White Sox out ahead of Nate Eovaldi and the Rangers 2-0 at the end of 3 in Chicago. That's a backup slider tied at the letters, ball 1. Dodgers later on at the Angels. Padres at the Giants. Royals a 1-0 win in Detroit over the Tigers. 1-0 pitch from Ting. Fouled off at home plate. Evens it at 1-1.
Throwing a lot more off-speed stuff.
And it's working for him.
You bet.
Sacramento, against Sacramento, Fabian went 3 for 15. That was out back in April. That's lined into the right center field.
That's going to be trouble.
That is going to be trouble. It's over the head of the right fielder and all the way to the fence. Rounding second and into second base. Rounding first and into second goes Fabian. That's 5 hits now given up by Ting. Sandro Fabian has a really good idea how to use that bat. And taking an outside pitch and not trying to pull it and driving it into the gap was what the doctor ordered.
Great success.
I thought, like you, he was going to head to third. But I think he didn't have his mind made up until if you're going to do that, you got to have your mind made up by the time you hit that first base bag, it seems to me.
Sure. I mean, you should always think of as many bases as you can get, but it was probably a smart decision that he made.
I think so. That pitch misses up and away to Dustin Harris, who doubled and scored his first time up in the PCO. A 2-out double by Sandro Fabian, his 16th on the season. He's moving up in the doubles race. Huge hole on the left side of the infield for Harris. The set, the pitch. Up and out. Why in the world do you have your infield set like that and you throw an outside pitch to a left-handed batter? I do not understand that.
Well,
can you try to enlighten me on that?
Well, you would think that, but then
here's the 2-0. That's their first strike.
If that's your plan, the hitters should know that.
Yeah.
The hitters should know they're playing me dead pull, so they're going to pitch me inside. I mean, so
the 2-1 set. Ting checks second, deals. That one slipped out of his fingertips. That was a moisturized breaking ball that was caused by having a wet hand, a humidity hand.
Yep.
3-1. Pitch. Just missed outside. Ball 4 lost him. So, a couple of pretty good at-bats here for Dustin Harris. That's the third walk issued by Kaiwei Ting. Dio Arias back up again. Arias drove in Harris, who doubled in that second inning. Right-handed batter. I'm telling you, this kid, the more at-bats he gets, the more power he's going to realize he has. Here's the first pitch to him. A breaking ball up and in, ball 1. And out. Out comes the Sacramento River Cats pitching coach, Garvin Austin, to slow things down a bit, and that's exactly what he's trying to do. This kid, I would be willing to bet, well, he came from Richmond, Virginia, so it probably is a little bit warm up there. But the other side of it is, John, it's not like it is here where it's just boiling hot. But he looked over his last 3 pitches like he was really, really laboring. So I think Austin went out just to slow him down a little bit, don't you think?
Yeah, just let him catch his breath a little bit. If he's just recently a call-up, he may have the jitters.
This is his first time at AAA. Here's the set, the pitch to Arias. Swing and a miss.
That was a good pitch.
It was. Dandy slider down and away at 81. 3-5-0 Round Rock 0-2-2 River Cats. Round Rock has 2 aboard and 2 out with Dio Arias, who's driven in a run already at the plate. The pitch. Bouncing ball down toward third and racing to the bag and getting there right ahead of the slide by Fabian. That ends a scoreless third for Round Rock. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 runner left. We're headed to the 4th at Dell Diamond.
Life is